So I have some easy recipe is a breakfast pancake recipe that I wanted to share with you. I was gonna make some breakfast and I wanted to just come on live to share with you this easy recipe. It's high protein recipe. Breakfast is a pancake recipe. So if you're interested, please follow along. So So I have my ingredients ready, okay? This simple recipe is almost about 25 grams of protein, and 25 grams of protein is almost about what you need for breakfast, okay? So usually when you are pregnant, your protein requirement goes up. So it goes up from 45, that's the conventional recommendation, 45 grams. But when you are pregnant, your protein requirement increases to almost 70 grams. And then even it's not only 70 grams. Like a lot of research now shows that 80 to 100 grams of protein is actually what you require when you are pregnant. When the first trimester is like about 75, 80 grams, and then going into pregnancy, like second trimester, third trimester, you need even more protein, okay? And then there's a lot of research that was done by Dr. Rice, if I'm mentioning the name right. Okay, so we require a lot of protein, and I have a book also that I also recommend to women, and that is the Real Food for Pregnancy. It has a whole lot of information about pregnancy, about fertility, about postpartum. So if you're interested, I will link that book in the description box below, and then you can grab it to share it with others who might need it. All right, so this is very easy recipe. Let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna adjust my tripod, my camera, so we can focus on the recipe action itself. All right, so once I do that, okay, so I have my everything ready over here, and the main ingredient is my oatmeal. I have put the oatmeal, like a whole oatmeal, in the blender, and then I blended it to be fine. So this is what I got. Very easy. You don't have to go out to look for packaged oatmeal. It's expensive. So when you have your whole old-fashioned oatmeal, you can just put it in the blender and blend it. So this is what I got, and it's 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna put it in the bowl like this, and then I have 2 tablespoons of hemp seed. Hemp seed is also high in protein, and it's amazing. It has good healthy fat, and I'm also going to add. So this is just dump and go recipe. It doesn't have to be like precise and everything. And this is almond flour. I'm adding almond flour for its taste and also for the protein as well and the fat. So the almond flour, 2 tablespoons, is 4 grams of protein, and that's a lot. Okay, all right, so I added that, and my beautifully tasting coconut flour as well. Coconut flour, I love it in a lot of things like cookies, muffins, and stuff like that. You can try it. It tastes really good if you've never tried it before. So that is also 3 grams of protein with 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna add that in. Okay, so like I said, this is just easy recipe that you don't have to like really measure everything, okay, and get precise. And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon or a little bit more of baking powder. Okay, so I added that, and I will crack open my egg. And then I add that in. And then if you want to even up the protein, you can add collagen in it, okay? So collagen powder is really high in protein, even though it is classified as an incomplete protein because it doesn't have all the amino acids that's required to make it a complete protein, but it's high in glycine. And glycine is really important when you are pregnant because it helps with the stretching body, stretching skin, and stretching uterus. It makes your skin very have elasticity, and it helps with stretch mark. It helps with a whole lot. Okay, so I'm gonna add also about 2 tablespoons, and this doesn't add any volume. It doesn't add any flavor. This is really like the plain regular flavor. So I'm gonna add it, and it's gonna add about, when I add the 2 tablespoons or the 2 scoops, it's gonna add about 20 grams of protein, and that's huge. So that makes this serving of pancake to be 40 grams of protein. And 40 grams of protein is like you are like more than 1/3 of your protein requirements for the day. And that's really, really amazing. So when you have about 30 grams of protein for lunch and then 30 to 40 grams of protein for dinner, you are done for the day for the amount of protein that you are required to keep yourself healthy and your pregnancy going so beautifully. And then the baby too has enough to sustain the pregnancy. Okay. And protein, as we know, is really important, not only for muscle building, not only for other stuff that we know that like blood sugar balancing and stuff like that. It is really, yeah, when we come back to blood sugar balancing, last I was on live here and then I was sharing about morning sickness, and then I was mentioning how important protein is when you have morning sickness. So protein helps to stabilize your blood sugar and then not spike it up, because spiking up your blood sugar means your morning sickness gets worse. Okay, it really triggers your morning sickness even more. So you want to stabilize your blood sugar with enough protein and enough fat and enough fiber. And that's what we are doing here in this really simple pancake recipe that we have. So to just add a little bit of sweetness to this pancake, I would say to add the maple syrup after you are done, because that's what everybody, that's what is more delicious. Okay, but because just in case you are not into like adding maple syrup to your pancake when you are done making it, you can add it whilst you mix everything, just to make it sweet, so you don't have to add any sweetener when you are done eating. But if you are that person who likes the sweetness whilst you are eating it, then leave it like this. This is gonna be like a little bland. It's not gonna have a lot of sweetness to it. And you add your maple syrup or your honey or your molasses if you are into molasses, because molasses also adds some bit of iron, and iron is also one of the important minerals that is required when you are pregnant. Okay, so I am mixing everything in. This is what I got, and then I'll add my heavy whipping cream. Whipping cream is full of fat. And then remember, when I was saying that we need protein, we need fat, we need fiber. So the fiber is from the powdered oatmeal, very important. And then the fiber is also from the coconut flour and then from the almond flour. Almond flour is like the skin of the almond that has been taken off and then grinded or and mixed up with the almond itself. Like yeah, so it's like a whole lot of fiber in this stuff. And then we are going to add some heavy cream. So heavy cream is also a whole lot of fat in it, even though it doesn't have protein. Not any significant protein. Fat is very essential. Fat is what keeps your brain going. It really cushions a whole lot. It keeps your temperature as sweet as it's supposed to be. All right, so fat is very, very important. It is really good for your temperature. It's really good for your hormones. It's really good for a whole lot of stuff that goes on when you are pregnant in your body. You need fat. Really, you need fat. And then also your uterus need fat to sit on it, because your uterus is surrounded by fat underneath. And then we need fat to also burn the calories that is in our body. Okay, so we need fat to make the hormones that you are required, because there's a lot of hormones that changes when you are pregnant, a whole bunch of it. Every trimester is different kinds of hormone. Either they go more up or they reduce and something else comes up. So fat is really important. If anybody tells you to reduce fat when you are pregnant, please tell that person to go sit and then get your fatty stuff, fatty fish, fatty nuts, fatty milk, and include them in your nutrition. You don't want to be going for the skim milk and the 1% and stuff like that. That is a no-no, especially when you are pregnant. So the last thing I have forgotten to add is my nutmeg, because I want it to smell and taste even more better. So I'm going to quickly go and grab my nutmeg and then come back. Okay, so I have my nutmeg, and I'm also going to add some cinnamon. I don't have them ready, so I will just grate them quickly and then we will be off. Before I do that as well, I'm gonna turn on my heat so I don't waste any time. I'll be more productive. All right, so grating my nutmeg just a teeny tiny bit to up the flavor. Okay, and then some cinnamon. Cinnamon is also great in balancing your blood sugar. So if you are making a whole bunch of baking or tea, especially now that it's cold, we are in the cold season, adding spices to your food is really important. It's really good. It helps to keep you warm, and it helps to keep you hydrated because of the minerals. All right, so adding cinnamon is really good. Cinnamon has a beautiful taste, and also it helps to keep our blood sugar balanced. So this is it. I'm gonna add a bit of the whipping cream to make it light. All right, so this is what I got. And the nutmeg has really amplified the smell. It smells amazing here with that thing that I'm I'm mixing. All right, so this is the consistency that you want. Okay, all right, and then I'm going ahead to start making it. I have my pan ready over here. Okay. All right. So I have my pan over here, and then I'm going to add a bit of my melted butter. And butter is also fatty. Okay, so when you are opting for butter, go in for the grass-fed butter, not just any butter. Okay, because we don't want a lot of the hormone injected stuff in our food. And then this is hot already, and I'm gonna add about 2 or 3 scoops. Not going to make it too big, because making it small makes me to feel like, yeah, this is doable. I can eat everything from the plate. And it's too big, I feel like it's too cumbersome, and I have to work hard to eat everything. All right. Okay. So I push it a bit for you to see what's going on here. Okay, so I've reduced the heat a bit. I think I made it too watery. And whilst it cooks, it's a little bit sticky. So if you get it too watery, as easy as it can be, you can add your almond flour or your coconut flour or the oats, and you are good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my coconut flour, because that has a lot of volume to whatever you make. It's really when you add it, it's it absorbs a lot of water. Okay, so I'm adding the consistency to make it a little thicker. Okay, it looks like this is not thick enough, and it's a little sticky. But anyways, this is what's happened sometimes. So I hope when I make it the next batch will look a lot more better. Sometimes this what happens, so I hope you bear with me. Yeah. It's always not perfect. But since the most important thing is the ingredients. Since the ingredients are all intact and they give you the nutrients and the minerals and vitamins that you need, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to look um, perfect all the time. All right. So I'm gonna just put this one aside, and then I'll continue to cook it later. And then let me make another batch that I have increased the consistency. Okay, so if you want, you can add more eggs. I wanted to say that if you want, you can add more eggs, because eggs has a whole bunch of nutrients in it. Not only the protein, it has choline, and choline is very important for you and for the baby as well, because we are always for you and for the baby, not only for the baby but for you as well. So when you think about, you are pregnant all the time, a lot of women, when they fall pregnant, is like, baby, baby, baby. How can I eat to make the pregnancy healthy because of the baby? How can I prepare to make me feel better because of the baby? How can I decorate the home? How can I decorate the room for the baby? How can I buy the stuff? What should I buy for the baby? But we always forget about ourselves. We forget about ourselves. Without us, there's no baby. Remember that. Without your body, there's no baby. So remember that your body needs to be healthy for it to carry the baby. And then when you are done carrying the baby, and inshallah, the baby comes earthside, your body is also required to feed the baby. Is required to feed the baby. And if you choose not to breastfeed, to nurse the baby, your body is still required to tend for the baby, to change the diaper. Your body is required to care emotionally for the baby, to nurture the baby, to train the baby, all of those things. So your body is the first home, not only the home, the first food, not only the food, the first teacher, the first everything. So if your body is not healthy, it is not ready, you see that that's when a whole lot of stuff start to happen. There's too many things that happen to us women when we have children, and we tend to be like, okay, is this parenthood, is this motherhood? But a lot of the times we neglect ourselves and we prioritize the baby instead of prioritizing ourselves, and then the baby, and then our partner too should chip in, and then it becomes a unified thing. But we forget ourselves, and then it's all baby, 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 before we realize we have lost ourselves. We don't know, like, is this me who entered into pregnancy like 9 months ago, 2 years ago? We forget, right? We forget if it is really us. When we look into the mirror, we can't even recognize ourselves anymore. So very, very important is you first, and then the baby. Okay? Even though Allah is doing his own job in the womb, Allah is prioritizing the baby. So you have to also prioritize yourself. The baby is being prioritized by Allah, because the baby needs the nutrition, the baby needs the fat, the baby needs the hydration and everything else. So you need to also put yourself first, so that in as much as everything else is going on, you are also being remembered by yourself, even though Allah remembers you. Yeah. Okay. Because the priority is to increase the ummah, right? So you are already part of the ummah. You are taking care of yourself. You are an adult already. So the baby needs to be fed, to be prioritized by Allah. You also have to prioritize yourself. So remember that, right? Okay. So I think my pancake is a little bit of a flop, but I made some yesterday, and it really, really was amazing. That was why I wanted to share it with you today. And unfortunately, I wasn't getting it. I'm not getting, maybe because I use less eggs. Okay, so this is what I made yesterday. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. This is for my girls because they did not want me to eat everything and I left it for them. Okay, so I wanted to make a batch for myself this morning, and I'm like, okay, let me come on live and share it anyways. But it looks like it's a flop. It didn't come out the way I anticipated it to come out. So if you are making this, you can add a bit of egg because egg helps to bind it even better. Okay. But anyways, it's the same ingredients, it's the same everything that I use. And I'm going to make it again and then put the ingredients in the description box, just so everybody gets it if you are interested to try it. If you want to try it, if you are interested, you can make it and then enjoy it. All right. So remember, always to prioritize yourself and also prioritize the nutrition. Okay, not the fluff, the nutrition, the actual things that your body needs. All right, so I think I would end it here. This video wasn't meant to be long. It was meant to be a short video, like 10 minutes, 15-minute video, but it ended up to be long. And this is live video, so it's okay. I like being live, coming on live and being raw and myself. So I think I will end it here, inshallah, and I will try to put the ingredients in the description box when I make it again and I put the right ingredients in. Okay, so just to show you what I did yesterday, this is it. It looks amazing. It tastes really good. When you add the maple syrup, amazing. And it has a lot of protein that you need, and protein is really required for birth as well. Okay, you want easy birth, have enough protein, have good quality salt. You want easy postpartum, have enough protein, have good quality salt, hydration, your vitamins. You want easy pregnancy, have enough protein. So it just runs across everything. And protein is really important. Fat is important. Hydration is important. So remember that always to prioritize yourself as well. And with a whole lot of pregnancy related complication, morning sickness, preeclampsia, constipation, all of those things are nutrition related. That's why I really come on to share a lot of nutrition tips, but I also share birth education tips. So if you are interested in that, please comment down below and let me know what topic you want me to share about, and then I will make a point to prepare for that and then come on to share, inshallah. So until I see you next time, I hope you will share this video to other mamas who need this information, who might want to try my flapped pancake. All right, it tastes good. Okay, it tastes good and it's really high in nutrition, except that it does not look like Instagram and Pinterest worthy pancake, but it tastes good. All right. Okay, so here it is. All right. So I will leave you here, and please remember to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, and watch the videos because I am piling up on the watch time and watch hours. So that is important to me as well. So please share and support. So until I see you next time, inshallah, be in the best of health and iman and stay warm. I'm gonna come on live again maybe tomorrow to share some beautiful winter recipe that can support you and hug you and give you some warmth inside and out. So Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.